What is up, YouTube? I'm Ephraim. Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do another video in our OBS series. A few little tips and tricks I've picked up to help us fellow streamers develop our live streams and create more engaging content. So, I got a question about a week ago about this waveform. So sometimes I stream a bit of lo-fi music and a little bit of game streaming, and I'm always seeking ways to engage viewers and just add something unique to my stream. So I figured I would share how I set this up. Alright, so first up, I'm gonna flip around a little bit and I'm gonna show you kind of behind the curtains. So you're gonna get to see my OBS screen. We're gonna head there right now. Alright, so you'll see I also have the waveform queued up here. And to get it, it's going to be very simple. You're going to want to head over to the OBS form. This waveform 1.8.1, you'll download that, get it all set up. I'll show you some of the kind of cool use cases and the ways in which I've been using it. Okay, first, I don't know if anyone can relate. This is my current overlay. I'm streaming Baldur's Gate 3 on our other channel. I'll link it down below if you are interested in checking that out. But you'll see I've got this waveform visualizer down here at the bottom. And there's a really good reason for that. When I began streaming, when I started off streaming, I was, pretty inexperienced, and there was a few times I got through an entire stream only to realize that some aspect of my mix was not set up properly. Maybe my mic wasn't on, or the game audio. Nothing worse. You're not likely to get a whole lot of viewership when you're first starting out, so it's hard to get that live feedback. So I set up this waveform visualizer, and at a glance I can see if my audio is working, game audio, and it just prevents you going for a while without having audio. When you're just getting started, if someone does join the stream, you want the experience to be good because you want them to hang around, you want them to maybe return. So that's one really interesting use case. You can set that up on your overlay, or I can use this scene as a just chatting, or like if I'm streaming music or something, have this in the background. I find it's a lot more engaging than just a static background. Another kind of interesting use case. Give me a sec. Let me bring down the audio there. On our starting screens, let me head over to OBS. So on our starting screen, so I've got my starting screen, and I just placed a little circular waveform behind my logo there. Just once again, add a little visual interest and point of engagement. We've also got it on our Be Right Back screen. Yeah. So a couple interesting ways you can use it. Let's head back over to the OBS screen. So I'll show you some of the settings I've got. So for this one, we've got it set up as the curve. You can also have the bars, stepped bars, etc. The waveform. Super easy to set up. I'll just share a few of the settings. You can also establish like a gradient if you want different colors. Awesome plugin. Kind of enjoying this background music for sure. There, we've also got it at the bottom. This is the same format I use on my streaming overlay. I'll just share some of the features of our Just Chatting circular. I'll just copy it over. Okay, now we've got the circle there, you can see. So we've got 3 different types of waveforms here. It's getting a bit busy. I'll just share the properties. We've got it tagged to our output bus, so it picks up our mic, desktop audio, game audio, anything else you want it to, or you can select specific audio outputs. I've got this one on the curve setting. You can add a slight delay if you want. But to get the circular, I've just selected the radial layout. And the mirror, if you want it to look, more circular, get the mirror reflection on both sides. If you do the stereo, you'll get the double output. You can separate, the width between the 2 tracks. So that's pretty much it. The possibilities are really limited to your imagination. Like I said, I've found it very helpful. I will link the OBS plugin down in the description. Let me know, is this something you would use? Have you found this helpful? And keep it locked here. We're going to be continuing some of our OBS tips and tricks. And with that, until next time.